across multiple sectors. Amazing.
India's Adani Group finds itself in the middle of a major controversy, both in India and the major East African country of Kenya. The group's bid to take over, develop and run Kenya's major Jomo Kenyatta International Airport for 30 years and for the staggering price of $1.85 billion has become hugely controversial. Even as that's happened, the Adani Group has just won another major deal to develop Kenya's energy and power infrastructure. But questions are being asked about this deal as well. So let's get into the weeds of this controversy, which would also have implications for India's foreign policy. Now, for years, Kenya has planned to refurbish and expand the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi, which is Kenya's capital. In fact, plans have been in the works since 2013. This would include, according to some reports, a new passenger terminal and additional runway to accommodate increased traffic to Kenya. After lots of delays and a halted contract in 2016, the Kenyan government finally announced in 2023 that it was seeking new bids to expand the project. But finally, in July 2024, just a couple of months ago, a whistleblower on X revealed that Kenya had already agreed to sign a deal with India's Adani Group to develop the airport. Now, this generated outrage in Kenya for several reasons. The first thing was how the deal was awarded. Under Kenya's Act on Partnerships between Government and Private Enterprises for major infrastructure projects, there have to be open and competitive bids to develop projects. This is a very good way to counter corruption. Instead of this, the Adani Group submitted an unsolicited proposal to the Kenyan government, and it seems like there was no public competitive process involved when this deal was promised to the group. This has generated allegations of corruption. Instead of all of this, the Adani Group submitted an unsolicited proposal to the Kenyan government, and it seems like there was no public and competitive process before deciding to hand over the deal to the group. This has generated allegations of corruption. Now, the second important thing are the terms of the deal, and let's look at what they are exactly. Under the proposed deal, the Adanis would refurbish the airport, add a new runway, and possibly a terminal. They would fund this with their own investment and from revenues generated from the airport, which they will control for 30 years. At the end of this period, the Adanis would get 18% equity in the airport. To protect their commercial interests from unforeseen competition, the Adani proposal included a stipulation that no airport shall be built within a 100-kilometer radius of the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. It also projected a sharp hike in annual fees that would be transferred to airport users. Now, Kenyans have reacted to this with massive anger, given how much control the Adani Group would potentially have over a vital national asset. Remember though that the proposed project or the proposed contract has not actually been signed yet. Kenyans opposing this deal argue that the investment amount of 1.85 billion cited in numerous applications by the Adani Group is too meager, and the concessions given to the Adani Group are too deep. Added to this are rumors that the Adani Group will be able to fire and rehire workers at the airport with far fewer worker protections. Now, for its part, the Adani Group has totally denied any allegations of wrongdoing, and this led to a strike by the employees of the Jomo Kenyatta Airport, which also disrupted operations. It has also led to massive political backlash, with Kenyan politicians calling for the deal to be more closely examined. Despite this, Kenyan officials have not made Adani's plans for the airport public, despite requests from Kenya's Senate. This has only further increased public anger, and a Kenyan court has halted the proposed deal for now. This has also become a major political controversy back home in India, with the Congress party attacking India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his links to Adani. Congress politicians have added that the controversy surrounding this deal could hurt India's foreign policy. Kenya's former Prime Minister, who was involved with the deal, has also clearly stated that he was introduced to the Adani Group by Prime Minister Narendra Modi when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat. In addition to this controversy over the airport, Adani has also signed a $700 million plus deal to enhance Kenya's electricity network. Once again, Kenyan newspapers have raised questions about the costs involved in the deal. The problem for Adani is that it has been mired with controversies in other projects in other countries as well. The Adani Group's projects in Australia, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh have been subject to a lot of public scrutiny and anger for the violation of environmental standards or for using political pressure to get what the Adani Group wants. It does not help that the group's founder, Gautam Adani, is considered extremely close to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Some Indian media organizations have also pointed out that India's government has often put its weight behind the group to get it foreign projects. For example, a Sri Lankan government official testified that the Indian government had put pressure on Sri Lanka to award a key energy project to the Adani Group. This latest controversy in Kenya and the perceived closeness of the Adani Group to India's ruling government could certainly be a foreign policy and image problem for India abroad.